Hey there, fellow surface-side miners. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic Prometheus. Episode 17, Setting Up a Drill for Automated Extraction. And I have 4 different crop types. But like wheat is something that you'll probably use more than the others. So I'll do 2 of wheat and 1 of everything else. Yeast also grows pretty slow, whereas wheat grows pretty fast. Whether that matters or not. And then you don't need a ton of lily and reed to make like some decent medicine, but like it doesn't hurt. So there we go. We got one of a lot of the primary resources. And what this allows me to do, again, a reminder, the antiparasitic is reed, resin, charcoal. So got reed. The blood thinning is lily, tree sap, charcoal, so got lily. The health recovery tonic is lily, flour, yeast, tree sap, got all that. Flour is just ground up wheat. Do I even have... No, I don't. So now I have the blueprint for flour. Sustenance and enhancement tonic is sponge, which I'm never going to be able to get, so that's moot. Sponges are some... you'd have to like go into the water for or have a water mill to collect it or something. Basically, it's not something I can... I don't think there's sponge seeds, so I don't think that's something I'm going to ever have to have on hand, but whatever. Anti-poison, which is poison paste. And poison paste is spoiled meat and sulfur, so I could do that if I wanted. Antibiotic tonics, which is yeast, epoxy, charcoal, got it. Stamina, which is resin, yeast, reed, and tree sap, got it. Strength enhancement, which is wheat, lily, resin, tree sap, crushed bone. Got the materials now. And then this one is special. You would need to do the gargantuan compliance operation for. So all of the herbalism bench stuff, for the most part, I now have. The resource, I don't have it unlocked, but the resources required for it. And then the next tier, which I would say the most important for healing, is going to be the medicine benches. Health elixirs would be flour and salt. Now salt I can find in the volcanic biomes, and then I already have a deep site to mine for it. And then also survival kits, honey, reed flour, lily. So the health elixirs and the survival kits I also can source now from my farm. So the TLDR is like, I'm somewhat self-sufficient with the... Hey, look, a stone jaw. You are going to get wrecked, my friend. So I'm somewhat self-sufficient with the materials that I have available to me now. Is the long and short of what I was trying to say. As long as I don't kill my crops, and I keep making seeds from some of the yield that I have so I don't run out of seeds, we'll be good. Look at that brawl. Oh, you're pissed at me, huh? Okay. Do it. I dare you. Yeah, what's up? As I did nothing. That support's better than Helldiver response apps? Yeah, man. Team Boar. No kidding. Well, look, it's just a pile. Actually, I do need gamey meat. So let's skin these 2. Come on, gamey meat. Yeah. All of 2, thank you. I'll write home about that. That's actually probably my knife procking. Maybe. Oh, and info about the redbacks. So the drifters. Flying, skittish, concussive attacks. Yeah, that much I knew. And then lava broodlings, I don't have enough information. Redbacks don't have enough information. Yeah, we're still incomplete. A long way to go for a complete Rolodex, or whatever you want to call it. Oops. And I'm being a little choosier about what I even bother to grab. I don't need everything. Well, that's 20 more gaming meat, and I did not work for it. My pigs did 100% of that without me. I'm a good manager. I outsourced it, and it worked. Alright, at this point, the next... There, I worked for that. The next operation available to me is... So it splits. The primary one would be Shadowed, which is a defending scanners as they map the region. There's a big payday for that, both in exotics and in Ren. Then this one down here is like a large-scale collection of delivery of resources. And then the Celebrity Chef is, I'll flat out say that is not one I should immediately embark on, because that requires me to obtain a lot of foods that I don't have the Ren to buy the seeds for. So it would just, I would hit a wall. So those are the operations available to me. And I'm going to have you guys decide what to do next. So, mining picks for the other materials for this tier. Let me check on the next operation would probably be Shadowed.
Want you back on the case of that thief you were tailing. Seems they found another set of tracks. Want to check it out?
And then I am level 27.5. If for reference. So you guys can decide on what I work on next. Can you tech unlock missions through the contact device, or do you need to do it through the main mission? Can you do the tech unlocks? I don't know what you mean by that, sorry. Oh my god. I have so many bricks. Well, if I wanted to build a mega base, I suppose I could afford one. So here, because I planted basically all the crops at the same time, the wheat is almost halfway. The lily and reed are barely anything, as is the yeast. One thing that might be nice for me to get would be the thermos. Do I have... Yeah, I have the steel for it, and the glass for it. So yeah, let's just get the thermos, because the thermos can hold a lot more liquid than the water skin. Like 5 times more. And I can water the crops more reasonably with it. And then if I'm ever heading anywhere in the Arctic, I can make, like, gorse tea for it. So the water I'm putting in the thermos, ironically, is going to be the nasty water that I should not drink. Because I'm using it to water crops. Because one thermos load can get all of that. And I have 50 water left over. Not bad. And if I'm trying to water the pigs while I'm out of biome, that's also more efficient too. So we're midday, and you still have heat debuffs. Alright. You're still overheating. There's no point in doing that. Got it. So instead of bothering with the hydration elasticity, let's go with Mark Target. Hunter's Mark. and then rip and tear bleed attacks. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for these guys to be like DPSers rather than pumping max health and regen. Just have them massacre the things that I butt up against. I think that's a decent decent goal. All right, making mining picks for the other elements is going to be the popular option. So, make picks for copper and gold. And the reason for copper and gold is to tech up truly into Tech 4, into Tier 4, you're going to need so many electronics. And that is copper, gold, and organic resin. And organic resin is oxite and wood. Oxite is a big bottleneck for me because until I start deep drilling it, I don't really have a good alternative path for oxite. I could employ a biofuel can deep drill. That isn't necessarily unreasonable in order to source my oxite. But the question I have is, what sort of pick? What picks to make? I can either make plat or obsidian. And the difference between the two is this. The obsidian pickaxes have a smaller mining radius and lower yield, but can instant smelt the things I mine. So it's less bang for my buck, but it's a little bit more convenient. And then the platinum ones are higher yield without the insta-smelt ability. So the difference here is it's 10 more mining radius, which means it just mines out a larger chunk, and it has a higher yield, but it doesn't have that like insta-smelt. And so you're essentially weighing convenience with yield, and I can leave that up to you. I'm gonna put one more minute on the clock there. You know, I might. So, I don't have green tea. Gorse tea might not be bad for me to make, or like hot cocoa for food consumption. I'm thinking about it. Alright, it looks like Team Plat's gonna win. So... And cold steel obviously is not something in this biome that I can manage. Basically, cold steel is like the Arctic stuff, and then obsidian is the volcanic stuff. So, you gotta pick between those two. So if we're getting plat picks, for that I'm gonna need 12 ingots apiece, cured leather, and refined wood. So I'm going to move the cured leather and refined wood that I already have into the forge. And then I am assuredly going to need more platinum. I know that already. So I can make 2 picks, which is going to be for copper and gold, but I'm going to want probably... I think what I'm going to do is this. Platinum is very annoying to mine, like to smelt, because it takes so long. But I'm gonna put the yield, the plat yield, on one of my 2 picks, and then start going after platinum, so I get even more platinum than I was getting before. I think that will be good bang for my buck to then get the enough platinum for the last one, meaning that I'm essentially retiring my obsidian pick entirely. Yield over convenience. I can get that. The other good thing about the obsidian pick is that, like, if you have a shield, because my build is spear meta, obviously. I'm running around with a spear. But if you run around with an axe or a pick or something like that, and you can use a shield, obsidian tools can set things on fire, which is a real, like, fire damage over time is seriously powerful. So that is not a terrible way to go about it. So we got our plat pick, because it's platinum and it winds up platinum. And then the other one we're going to get is, let's say, gold. And then I'm going to want enough platinum for copper. And so I'm going to... My priority right now is to get plat or another pick for copper. Or for gold. And the coppersmith tier 2s is 40%. So it really makes a big difference when you have multiple picks. So if you think it's a little ridiculous to get 25% bonus, which is still a lot, the 40% bonus that you end up with at tier 2 is just like amazing. Because you have to do a lot less mining with the same amount of work. Have I gone into that cave there for platinum? I don't recall. Yes, and I put copper on this one, so I need the gold on the next. There's one more question I have for you guys, which is, before I get to tier 4, does it make sense to deep drill oxides? Should I set up a biofueled oxide deep drill? So to put this in perspective before you vote, you can have biofueled deep drilling, where you put a can of biofuel into into this drill here to start getting resources, whatever you want, that you find deep nodes for. And the reason why I would consider doing it for oxide is oxide's going to be a big old bottleneck for me in order to get electronics going. And if we didn't do it there, if we waited for tier 4, we would need to make the fabricator, we would need to make the electrical tool, we would need to get then, like, some sort of mobile powered device, whether it's like a portable generator, like these, the portable generator. You know, it's going to, effectively, it's going to be a long time before I can do it with electricity, not biofuel. And even if we do it with electricity, not biofuel, there's a high likelihood that I'm still using biofuel anyway as a generator. So it's one of those situations with, like, maybe I just do it now. Give me your honey. So here's plat. Oh, and they're going to go murder worms. Works for me. The baby worms that pop out of caves, like, are nothing to our pigs. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. Fine, I'll set up a ramp. No, don't you use it. It's not for you. Dummy. Stop! Come on! Get impaled. I mean, technically that doesn't do that kind of damage, but sure looks it. Yeah, I have marked this one down as platinum and obsidian. So there's deep plat and oh, frickin' lungs. You know what? Yeah. Consume. Screw you, Cave Sickness. I came prepared. God, that's just... Yes, please. I love when that works out. Getting random tonics that just cure me. And the lovely thing is, like, the inconvenience, because I almost got murdered by a stone jaw, having that cave sickness. Now, I can just not run into situations like that because I can source the medicine myself. Once I, you know, spend the blueprints, of course. And make the bench. Okay, I can't yet source the medicine myself technically, but, like, I'm close to it. There's more plat here. I'm also probably going to want the aluminum that's behind me. Twitch is being weird, it's buffering. That's a damn shame. I don't believe it's on my end. All of my, like, my heads-up display is pretty clean, meaning there ain't issues on my end. But, that sucks. I used to have, like, way worse connection issues. And I had to, oh, damn it. I accidentally, well... I can't delete that. It's in the... oh, whatever. And I had to, like, complain to my ISP, like, 1,000 times before they fixed it. I used to work in IT, so... it was really annoying to me, because it was like, I know it's not me. I absolutely know it's my ISP, but, like, there's no reason for them to believe that I'm not an idiot. So, trying to convince them, look, it's your problem, please, for the love of God, fix it, was, quite the challenge. And then eventually they, like, it got bumped up the chain of command. Someone worth their salt got ticketed my, like, you know, tech problems, and they fixed it, resolved it, but oh god, it was bad. Well, it's going to take like a year to smelt all this platinum. But what I will do is, while the platinum is working, I will work on getting a bio drill for oxide. So the current priority is make plat pick and bio drill oxide. Cool. So if you want me to bio drill oxide, we actually got to get the drill, which is this one, the biofuel deep mining drill. Now, important to note, there's two types of drills. There's an extractor. The extractor extracts exotics. And exotics exist on the map, but you don't know where necessarily, and you have to scan for them with a radar. And they're finite. You mine them out, you mine out like 200 or so, and you're done. You exhaust the node and you move on. The biofuel deep mining drill, you place on preset locations, and it is not finite, it is infinite, and it generates over time. So, I know from my local survey, there is an oxide deep drill site right there in J3. And I haven't surveyed all of the spots around me, but I know if I head over to J3, I'll find an oxide mine spot, and I'll be able to get oxide from that so that I can actually make electronics when the time comes, because that's going to be pretty important. So, I just mentioned this because there's two miners. Technically, the ice bore is also a miner, which you set up on super cold ice in the Arctic, but that's not something I'm doing either. So, make sure you get the right one, because there's, like, multiples. That's essentially what I was trying to belabor the point. I am not sure how much iron I have for this. 12 steel? So let's take my iron ingots and make blooms out of, but I might need to get some more iron. Because I have half of the steel I need. Need 12. I've got 6. Oh, yeah, no, we have enough, because I just made 6 blooms. Alright, and the other pieces for this would be the copper, 10. Epoxy 12. Electronics. So the electronics is a bit of a hiccup. So I'm going to start to have to make organic resin, which is oxide plus wood, which means I'm going to go drifter hunting with my bow in order to get said oxide. I know I have some in my dissolver, but I don't want to use up all my breathing oxide. For, how many did I need? Maybe actually I could just grab enough to just get it done. So, 10 electronics is 20 organic resin. That's not unreasonable to pull from this. Especially given that I'm setting up a drill for oxides. So, I use it, but then I'll make it back-ish. And the electronics themselves are going to require me to make more gold wires and probably copper wires too. So the electronics are going to be what I have to source. At the end of the day, getting all the way into tier 4 stuff is really expensive with the amount of electronics. But once you have the infrastructure to make the tier 4 stuff, it gets a lot more, it gets a lot cheaper. So like the initial investment in tier 4 is brutal, but then it gets easier. Alright, I'm going to turn all of my wheat back into seeds, so I don't have to worry about seeds for a while, and the same of the reed flowers. And then I will replant the wheat and reeds with fresh for high yield. And now that I'm staring at it, let's water it all, because I have exactly the right thermos size for full watering. One of the really nice things about growing... Oh, wow. That yield was horrible. Growing my wood this way is like... I'll never run out of seeds as long as this seed extractor exists, because I turn all the coconuts right back into seeds. It's pretty convenient. Alright, so there's the resin. And I have enough gold wire for 2 electronics. Okay. Let's get some more gold wire. And this is part of the reason why... let's move the platinum in front of the aluminum. Part of the reason why we're getting another pick, so that I can highly efficiently mine gold with a third pick. Now we're running out of copper wire. Actually, I don't want to use it all up. Let's do 25. Because I might want copper nails for something. Oh, I'll actually need 50 wires just for the thing itself. Okay, what am I missing? 7 ingots of copper. So I'm going to move the copper in front of the platinum just so I can get 7 more ingots. In fact, force it to switch for time. And then I'll have everything for the biofuel deep mining drill. And the other part of this equation is to come out here and grab my fuel can. So these fuel cans will power it. So there's a finite amount of fuel in order to deep drill, but it's gonna still yield. Now the thing is, the biofuel drills are they're slower than the electric ones. So the electric ones are still ultimately better, which is why probably no one in endgame ever bothers to stop at the biofuel level. But with that said, unless you want to run like ridiculous cable networks all over the map, it might make sense for exotic drilling, I would say. So let me back things up. For deep mining sites that are close to your base, running cables, like actual electrical cables out to them, not unreasonable. But going out to a single-use exotic extraction, you're probably going to want to employ portable biofuel generators to generate power on site. You could alternatively like build a wind turbine and then break it down when you're done, or something like that. Like, that's not ridiculous. It's just the portable generators are kind of ready-made to generate power for temporary extraction sites, which is why like I always have like some sort of biofuel going, because I find it's useful no matter what, more or less. And there we go. I got the drill. Sweet. Let's go set this bad boy up. So we're heading over to the site. It's late in the day, so I'll just force it to be morning. I'll just need to wait like 15 seconds for that. Alright, we got our lilies. For the first yields of this stuff, I'm gonna return it back to seed. And then eventually I'll start hoarding it. I just don't want to run, out of the seeds. Any level ups to do? Yeah, the electrics also hold more ore. True, they have a larger internal storage. They're just better. So Domseb has 4 more levels. We'll put 1 point into Rip and Tear, and then 3 levels into Wild Fortitude, and that will be their full build. That works for 3/4 of the pigs. That works. I like it. Alright, drill time. So, biofuel can, check. Mining drill, check. Now, some items are heavy slots. Luckily, the drills are not. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of surprising given their weight. But, when you're doing, like, exotic mining and radar exotic scanning, that's when having, like, a buffalo or some other critter that has a lot of heavy slots. So, to back things up, when you ranch, as I mentioned before, you have combat pets, which just fight for you, and then you have mounts, which you can ride with a saddle, and can also carry stuff. They have their own carry weights. They have saddlebags. And some mounts can carry a lot of stuff, like woolly mammoths can carry an immense amount of stuff, like hundreds of kilograms of cargo, plus heavy slots. So the player only has 1 heavy slot, which is this G slot there. But depending on the mount and the saddle and the talent points, you can have other mounts that have multiple, which is really handy when you're trying to do like large-scale resource exploitation far away from your base. So there's absolutely a need to get mounts for that purpose if you intend to do like exotic radar and scanning with, you know, multiple drills and that kind of shebang. Or alternatively, if you're just trying to harvest like rime tusks and mammoth tusks and to amass bone or something. I don't know. There's a lot of other reasons to have heavy slots. Also, carcasses are heavy slots. So if you want to haul around, I don't know why you would want to, but if you would want to haul around a bunch of carcasses, you could do that too, hypothetically. It'd be weird, but, you know, it's allowed. $28. And now I have Lone Wolf Tier 2. So, as a result of my foods and Lone Wolf, I've got an XP bonus of 75%, which is pretty banging. Alright, you guys wanted me to get Exotic Sprinter. So I need to put in 2 points to Exotic Power, which is kind of like a waste. There wasn't other things. I could actually see... Normally I would get like Oxygen Thief if I'm like trying to get a lot of Oxite, but there's no Oxite nodes to mine here. So that's why I went with Exotic Power. There's not really a good skill to unlock, because I'm not really forging by hand. I don't ever run around encumbered. So I just had to spend points to unlock the next tier. Ooh, let's slow your spider down. Were you close enough to that? Yes! Oh, look at him go! Snail. Don't do it. No, don't do it. I think that's the first time I used the concussive force against a hostile like that. Oh, are you kidding me? And there it is, there she blows. Stick in the fuel. So the fuel will be good for 2 hours. And it will get 4 oxites a minute. And I believe my base isn't like far enough away to like stop the resource exploitation, which is another factor. I'm not 100% solid about how close you have to be to a drill for it to not go into like idle mode. What? There we go. We got oxide mining. And unfortunately, there hasn't really been other mining sites I've wanted. I haven't found copper or gold. Actually, you know what? The platinum for the gold pick is probably done. And we'll just have to remember to periodically check back on the on that drill to clear it out, or it will fill up and get stuck. Or refuel it. That too, I suppose. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic, Prometheus, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow prospectors.